Awesome, awesome. Hello and welcome back, ladies. We have been having such a phenomenal time with Redefining Her Success Virtual Summit, and the party continues. We have learned so much information about redefining her truth. All of it is coming down to your self-care, how to maneuver through your self-care, your calmness, your state of mind. We have hit so many diamonds and nuggets in this whole Redefining Her Truth session. And this session right here, I got another powerhouse sister for you. And just when you thought it couldn't get any deeper, here we go. Because my dynamic sister over here, oh my God, let me tell you, this is the one and only Michelle Walters. And Michelle is a clinical hypnotherapist. I hope I pronounced it right, because I'll tell you when I don't. And she's also an executive coach. Now, she has been using her expertise to help thousands of professional women amplify their inner strengths so that they can express the best versions of their true selves. So we're getting ready to go a little deeper. We're going a little deeper right now. So are you ready? So right now, I'm going to say, Michelle, go ahead. Introduce yourself a little more. Let us know how else you serve the world. Say hello to all the people.
Thank you, Pamela. I am delighted to be here at the Redefining Her Summit. I got into this kind of work only 2 years ago. I guess that was because I redefined myself. And I work with men and women, but mostly women, honestly. And what I really do is I help people through my knowledge of human behavior to discover their inner strengths and then to accomplish transformations. And some of those transformations happen, they're kind of led by the conscious mind, and that's the executive coaching side of things. And some of them are led by the subconscious mind, and that's the hypnotherapy side of things. So it's my belief that really, you want to make a big change, you got to look at both your conscious and your subconscious mind in order to see what you need to do to be a different person, to have a transformation, to redefine yourself. And that's how I work with my clients.
Let's pause right there. See, because like I said, you dropping them nuggets, like I keep nuggets, diamonds. We making jewelry around here because they keep dropping these nuggets. See, when you want to make a change, sometimes you have to look at subconscious mind and what was the other? Because I want to
conscious mind.
Conscious mind. I
want
to make sure
your awake regular mind. Sometimes it's in the awake regular mind where you need to be doing something differently, but very often it's something that is deep inside of you that you might not even recognize is what's driving your behavior, what's making that thing go on for you. And that's where I can help people.
So let me ask this question. So when people in your area of expertise, what would be one of the most common challenges that your clients would experience when they're coming in to really define, or where they need to start to redefine their truth? What pointers could you give?
Yeah, so two of the main issues that I've seen in the last year or two they're different, but they're related. And that would be anxiety and self-confidence. And they are somewhat different, right? Some of my clients have come in and they're anxious in a way that they know is not right.
Unhealthy.
Maybe not how they used to be. Maybe just not feeling like they can be themselves. And so,
can you give us an example of?
Yeah.
I think we all experience anxiety at some point in life. So what would be a good example of, that anxiety or feeling anxious, to the level that you're speaking about?
Yeah. So a lot of the clients who come to see me for anxiety, it's really been at the point where it's impacting their lives. I had a client last year, and she's a successful real estate person. She's been successful at this her whole life. And last year, she just found herself unable to get out of the house, heart racing, couldn't drive,
Wow.
really suffering in a way that didn't make sense to rational, competitive house selling her. And we, after several weeks, many sessions, figured out a path to get her back to her life, back to selling houses, back to the gym, back to driving, And so it really was something at the subconscious level, or at least that's where we did the work to help with her anxiety. Another place where I help with a lot of clients, and I think this is particularly an issue with professional women, is self-confidence. And, we often sort of get shaken by something, or we do too much comparing of ourselves to someone else, and really need some help recognizing the goodness that is there. and just how important it is to turn on that self-confidence in order to achieve your dreams, get that promotion, do the things you're trying to do.
I think that's an interesting choice of words. You said, turn on your self-confidence. So meaning it's there, it's in us. So what would be, and I don't want, because I don't want to assume anything. So when you say turn on self-confidence, is that just, how would you go about doing that? I want to hear it from you, because I don't want to assume I know.
Well, there's a couple levels of it, right? The turning it on a conscious level is often a matter of kind of, I don't really like this term, but the fake it till you make it sort of notion, being willing to go out and take some calculated risks, see what happens with them, realize that, your voice is worthy of being heard. There are lots of things that women can do to advance their self-confidence on a conscious level. A lot of people, and women and men as well, have issues about self-confidence that comes up on the inside level. Maybe it's you were confident as a kid, and then you had a teacher or somebody who put you down and shattered that self-confidence. And a lot of times people bury that stuff. They don't realize they're still carrying around the injuries that they received somewhere along the way, and need help working past those injuries, getting them processed, getting them out of their subconscious so that they can replace that thinking with a new and better thought, one that serves them better, like realizing that they actually have a lot of great things to bring forth. And I just see it happening over and over again, that people need a little help
sometimes. And so I want to, and that's what I say, I want to make sure that we're getting all of the juiciness and steps in this conversation. So to turn on your confidence is really, just to recap. So we want to recognize, because sometimes it's underlying issues, hurts from the past that may have inadvertently affected you. You're not really even consciously aware of it, correct? And when we go in, we're for some reason not feeling confident about what we're doing. And so you're saying that has to come up. We need to recognize it so that it can be replaced with something more powerful so that we can continue to grow.
With a new perspective, a new way of looking at it, So it's not really a self-confidence issue, but I had a client a year and a half ago, and she came to me because she had this crazy fear of bumblebees.
Wow.
She didn't know why she was afraid of bees. She'd been afraid of bees as long as she could remember, and she had no idea why. She'd never been stung. And so I worked with her, and then we found that she had this buried memory of being a little girl at the hospital with her mother. And her big sister was being operated on because her big sister was having kidney failure. And she, at age 6, thought that her big sister was going to die. Well, she was sitting in the hospital garden with her mother. And what was in the hospital garden? Flowers and bumblebees.
Flowers and bees.
And so she crisscrossed one thought about the bumblebees with this fear about her big sister. And so after we were able to reframe that memory and say, hey, this happened, but your big sister made it. She lived a good life. And this had nothing to do with the bumblebees, really. But in her mind, it was buried there. And so being able to help people discover, those kinds of insights about yourself that you don't know. Now this young lady, she can go to the picnic with her boyfriend. She doesn't run from the car to the building afraid of the bumblebees.
Right.
It's very clear. She's like, I do not like bees. I do not go hiking. I do not want to spend time, outside, but I'm not paralyzed anymore. And, so that's a redefining, right?
That is a redefining her truth.
Absolutely.
Definitely to redefine her truth. And what came to mind for me, I want to ask this question because while you were speaking about that, what would you say to a person who have fear of success? Since this is all about redefining her success overall and redefining truth in the other categories we have. But fear of success is one that I've heard many times before. And since we're speaking to women in all backgrounds, corporate, entrepreneur, just even in the household, what would you say to a person that have that fear of success?
I think fear of success is so common, right? And what you have to do is look at things from a perspective of what is the you want to be? What is the you want to be? And what are you going to make success defined as, right? So if success is something that you feel you're afraid of, well, then you need a definition of success you're not afraid of. I mean, this is where I'd start. What is something you can be in love with that you don't have to be afraid of? And maybe that's a matter of stepping things out. One of the things that I do with my clients is like, we don't have to achieve everything today, right? What we need to do is achieve something today that's on the path to getting us where we want to go.
See, that's
I think
good.
An awful lot of us, we see so much, there's so much media out there. There's so many people talking about, I got this promotion in no time, or I got 100,000 followers with one video. I don't know, and that's not really, in my mind, success. Success in my mind should be something that comes from the inside of what you want it to be. Success for one person could be losing 5 pounds. For another person, it could be losing 50. It's really a matter of defining what makes sense to the individual and choosing a goal that resonates with your heart.
And I think just in that summary, you have totally described this whole conference, this whole virtual summit. And answering the question of why we should redefine our success, why we should do that. I think that statement has said it all, said a mouthful. What does it mean to you as an individual? Because success to you and success to me may be two entirely different things. As we walk in our truth, here we are again, redefining our truth so that we can get the inward witness of here's what success is to me. I think you just broke the whole summit down and just in that statement, because that's really what it comes to. It's like, yes, redefine your success. And it's why is that important for you to succeed in life? We want to say it's obvious, but it's not always obvious to everyone, right?
No, no,
Oh my
it's
goodness.
very natural to really have such an inward look at things.
Yes.
I think that we've all turned a lot more inward in the last couple of years, especially with all the stay-at-home stuff from COVID and that kind of a thing. And while some of that turning inward, I think was really a good thing for people. I think it was good for a lot of people to have a little pause, have a little break. But it went on a long time. And and for many of us, it became sort of too loud, too much looking inward. Part of that redefining success is really is finding a new balance, right? Finding a new place for where you want to be, when's the right time to change, when's the right time to work on that goal or attempt that transformation. It might be now, it might be next month, or might be next year. I don't know when it is.
Well,
But
one of the pieces you put there that I really, really liked was when you said that when we were talking about redefining success, and you said, we don't have to figure it all out today. It doesn't have to be done right now. It's just the little pieces that lead to the path of your success. I think that that was a very key point because sometimes we can look at an overall picture and scare ourselves like the vision is so huge or the vision is so big to where you're like, wait, how am I going to do all of that? And the human mind, like you said, just start coming up with all these scenarios. So
well, you'll scare yourself.
yeah. So
You can scare yourself, and that's not, scaring tends to paralyze you. And that's not going to get you into a different place, right? If you're paralyzed, you don't do anything.
This is
So
true.
it's a matter of sort of having the courage and the self-knowledge to work out how to break down big changes you want to make into pieces you can accomplish along the way. The gal who I helped with the bumblebees, we didn't do this in one afternoon. This didn't take forever, but it takes a little time. And people need to remember, it's kind of back to the anything worthwhile is something you're going to have to put some energy and some time into.
Some energy and time. Again, we're getting a lot of valuable information. I know it's helping me. I hope it's helping you. This is so good because, again, we have those mindsets that we have to accomplish it all. And like I said, that really stood out too. It's just the bite-sized pieces. That's another good way to put it. And just accomplish it, knowing where you want to go as you redefining your truth and redefining what success means. Oh my goodness. This is so good. And I had wanted to
ask. I love to talk about.
Right. Because what I wanted to, I don't think I asked the question because the first thing I was going to ask you was explain hypnotherapy.
Oh, no, I'm happy to.
Because a lot of us have preconceived notions. A lot of us then heard some stories, and I don't know that I would ever do that. I don't know what that is. And I want to address that elephant in the room. What is it?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So what is hypnotherapy? Hypnotherapy is using a technique called hypnosis. Now they're kind of the same, but they're not exactly the same. Hypnosis is the technique. Hypnotherapy is when you use it as a therapy, right?
Okay.
But it's a way of relaxing so much that your conscious mind kind of steps aside and your subconscious mind is taking charge. And when you can get that relaxed, it's a wonderful way to find out what's in your mind and to rewrite things in your mind that aren't serving you very well. I like to think of it as, during our waking hours, it's kind of like your conscious mind is driving the car, right? Like you're paying attention to where you're going and what you're holding and, what you're doing. But when you go into hypnosis, it's like your conscious mind moves out of the driver's seat and into the passenger seat. And your subconscious mind moves over into the driver's seat. And so you know what's going on because you're still sitting there in the car, right?
Right.
Like your conscious mind does know what's going on, but your subconscious mind is where all of your memories are. It's where your thought patterns are. It's where your triggers and drives are. And so when you work with that part of the brain, you can find out all kinds of things that might be either tools to use or things that you need to, hey, that thought, like the fear of bees, that thought is not doing me a lot of good. What could I replace that thought with that would be a better thought that would get me to where I want to go? So, it's a lot of fun for movies to make hypnosis movies about zombies and all kinds of stuff, but it doesn't work like that. I
Okay.
can't get anybody to believe in hypnosis something that they couldn't believe when they were awake, right?
Right.
But
And that's the
but
key
when I
thing.
talk about things, when I'm working
Mhm.
with my clients, I can get them to strengthen their beliefs and to change patterns. Like I had two clients last year actually, who had behavior problems. They pulled their hair. They
Oh,
pulled their
wow.
hair. One of them had pulled out her hair so bad she had a patch of missing hair. She'd been
Mhm.
pulling her hair for stress and reasons for 40 or 50 years. And in hypnosis, we worked out where that was coming from and taught her brain how to control her hands to
Wow.
quit pulling the hair. And now she's great. Now she's got a new problem.
W-
Her new problem is now the hair is growing back and she needs extensions. So,
Redefining her truth.
redefining her truth. Yeah. This is somebody who'd been pulling her hair for most of her life.
You know?
And
Yeah.
now she doesn't do that anymore.
Right? Because that's a long time. You said 40 years?
Yeah, she said she started when she was, it might be longer. She said she started when she was a teenager and she's an early retiree. So
Yeah, I love those stories because for me, that's stories of triumph, stories of it's never too late, for change or for new beginnings, and to redefine your truth, to live differently, to get to the life that you desire. And that's what make all of this so important to do. I love it. I can speak about this all day. You and I, we can talk forever, but so we got to respect the time on this flow right here. And I'm really enjoying this again because we're learning so much. We're learning so much. And I thank you for clearing up, what now we all know what hypnotherapy.
and hopefully you're not afraid of it because
And so
it's fun to think that a hypnotherapist or a hypnotist could get you to do something you wouldn't do,
right.
but it's not true.
You're like, no, that's not the power we're working.
That's not,
We're,
I don't have that kind of power. That would be magical power. I don't have that kind of power.
like that's not the superpower that's working here. The superpower that's working is the power within you.
Exactly.
That's already
Exactly.
been
What I
there.
really do is help my clients to discover new ways of changing themselves, like the gal who stopped pulling her hair.
Yes, yes. Beautiful. It's beautiful. And the success stories on it is just amazing. And it's
I just love doing this work. I
yes.
just absolutely love helping people discover their strengths in order for them to change. I feel like this is the work I was born to do.
And you know what? It shows. It does. It shows. You light up on the subject. We can all see it, and we definitely appreciate you sharing your expertise with us today. So I wanted to look as my phone is making all kind of noises. Real women having real conversations in real time, and I just want you to know that this is what this is all about. If someone wants to follow you, what's a good way for them to reach you? We are going to have that information available to everyone, but please go ahead and share that with us.
Yeah, no, I'd love to. So I'm Michelle Walters. My website is michellewalters.net. You can find me on Facebook. I wrote a book, so I have a webpage on Facebook called Michelle Walters Author. And I have a funny Instagram handle because I guess you need a funny Instagram handle. Since I love mind power and that kind of a thing, my Instagram handle is Mind Power Junkie. So any one of those ways is a great way to reach me. On my website. You can book a consultation. You can send me an email. I'd love to get to know people personally who are attending the summit and help them to look at if there's something they want to do in terms of redefining themselves.
Right. And absolutely. In women, you definitely will have those opportunities, because as we're finishing the summit, we have all these dynamic speakers. We just finished hearing from Michelle Walters. An amazing conversation. We have definitely learned some new things about our subconscious and conscious mind. And we've learned what hypnotherapy is. We've learned our superpowers within. It is so much. And you don't have to sit and try to keep it all in your head. I don't know if you're taking notes, like I'm doing, but however, at this time, I do invite you to do an upgrade, because you can have access to all of the videos, all of the wonderful free gifts, all of the wonderful trainings and things that is being utilized in this summit. So if you want to upgrade, there's a link. All you have to do, with my pen in hand, all you have to do is just press below and you will get full access to all of this. What an awesome way to build your library and stay empowered with everything that you're learning here today, because we're so excited to bring all of this information to you. And we're excited to continually be in your lives, enhancing, so that we can redefine success together as women and stay empowered as we empower one another. So that's our segment right now for this one. I'm so excited. And I told you, my excitement don't hide. So, and Michelle, I enjoyed speaking with you. We can talk, like I said, for a long time, dropping all of these diamonds and nuggets, but we have to move on because we have some more powerhouse sisters to bring to you. That's it for this segment, but we'll be back in just a few moments, and we're going to continue with some more dynamic speakers on Redefining Her Success Virtual Summit. This is your host, Pamela Garrison, and I'll be back soon. Bye for now.
Thank you.